Good evening. Those that know me personally know how funny that just was. I'm humble and honored. Dr. Howard, Board of Directors, faculty and staff, alumni and friends, I'm generally excited and enthused to be here tonight in this celebration and its accomplishment of the group that's before us here today. I'll say directly to this group, the graduating class of 2017 of Robert Morris University, I am personally humbled to share in this important moment with you. I have a great job. My job has afforded me many opportunities in the last decade or so, of which I am truly undeserving. And being here with you tonight in the capacity that I am, I include that among the many opportunities that I don't believe that I'm deserving to have. That being said, I will take it. I'm slightly experienced at addressing a group such as this. Over the years, I've had many opportunities to address a group, a diverse group, a group with many different thoughts and feelings as you sit here tonight. Over the years, I've sharpened my sword for the battle. I've learned a few lessons over the course of the time, and hopefully I can utilize those lessons so that we can have a productive address tonight. I'll proceed with a couple of assumptions, and I realize that assumptions are very dangerous. There's a cliche about assuming, isn't it? It can make patriots out of you and me. So I'll be careful and thoughtful. A couple of assumptions that I make as I start this address. I'll proceed with the assumption that in some form or fashion, one or more of you out there are somehow live streaming this on the internet. And I'll behave accordingly. I'll also assume that there is a varying level of interest in exactly what it is I have to say. My experience addressing the group that I address daily tells me that. Some will be distracted by what lies ahead, whether what lies ahead is out there in the parking lot or in the bigger scheme of things, what lies ahead out there in life. And some of you, I would imagine, quite frankly, are not highly interested in what I have to say, and you'll simply wait for my mouth to stop moving. I have a level of understanding and appreciation for that. So with those assumptions in mind, I have a few things that I do want to say to this group, hopefully in preparation for the game of life that awaits you. These points I not only believe in, but I work hard on a daily basis to live out. I refer to them as nuggets of truth. I've been told by others that they also can be referred to as Tomlinisms. Whether they're referred to as nugget of truths or Tomlinisms, hopefully they're points that could be helpful to you, not only as you embark on the challenges of life, but hopefully it'll provide some comfort and some understanding as you sit where you are right here. The first nugget of truth that I like to share with this group is this. Emotions are just that, emotions. Trust your preparation. You see, I get to stand in front of a group oftentimes, usually on Sunday afternoons, and I acknowledge that, boy, the spectrum, the wide range of emotions within the group that I face or I stand before every Sunday is varied. Some of the emotions are hopeful ones, exciting ones. Some of them are not as much because of uncertainty, because of the greatness associated with the future. I would imagine, because I've sat where you sit, that could be said about this group. There's a wide variety of emotions as you sit there tonight. And emotions are great. But I think it's important that we keep perspective on it. Regardless of what your emotions are as you sit here tonight, I ask that you trust your preparation. This process that you've been through in pursuit of where you sit right now has prepared you for the challenges that lie ahead. The formal training, the informal training, the relationships, the experiences, over the course of maybe in some instances 3 years, maybe in some instances like me, 5 years, in 2 summers. Nonetheless, you sit there tonight. I challenge you to enjoy the emotions associated with sitting in the seats that you sit in tonight. Trust your preparation. Don't allow those negative emotions to paralyze you. Trust the experience that has been your education here at Robert Morris University. You are duly prepared. The next nugget of truth. I challenge this group to pursue your passions. The degree that you'll walk out here with this evening is validation of your training. And it may have an area of concentration in a specific area. I challenge you, regardless of what that degree reads, to chase your passions. It'll make you a more productive person. It'll make people around you better. Chase your passions. A few number of years ago, I'm not going to get into specifics because I'm aging a little bit. I sat where you sit with a degree in hand, with a little bit of uncertainty about what lied ahead. I had opportunities, very, very nice opportunities. My parents were in the stands. They had supported me through those 5 years and 2 summers. There were discussions about law school and the corporate America and a few business opportunities that came my way. That day I had a conversation with my parents and I told them that I was going to take a job coaching wide receivers at Virginia Military Institute for $12,000 annually. That's the response that my parents had. Don't be short-sighted. Chase your passions. That's one of the most beautiful things that I've learned over the course of my adult life. This beautiful, great country that we live in, man, the opportunities are countless to earn a living. There are so many different fields of human endeavor. I challenge you, whatever your passions are, even if they fall outside of the lines of the degree that you've earned, chase them. Chase them relentlessly. You will be blessed accordingly. Another Tomlinism or nugget of truth I'd like to share with this group, and one that's really appropriate, not only for the game, but the game of life. Pressure is ever present. You're either feeling it or you're applying it. Me personally, I choose to apply it. I challenge you to do the same. What exactly do I mean by that? There are going to be moments in your life that are going to be challenging. Whether it's professional, whether it's personal, whether in some way it's a combination of both, and usually it is. Because if you're good at what you do, it is personal. I want you to acknowledge that pressure is oftentimes an element of these moments. And how you perform in them is usually defined by perspective. You can view the same circumstance as a problem or a challenge. And it's that perspective that I want to awaken within this group tonight. Be a group, be individuals that embrace the challenges that life presents, that make the conscious decision to respond to adversity as opposed to react to it. That you make the conscious decision to be your best self. Always be yourself, but be your best self in those most critical moments. Also keep an eye open to learn about yourself in those moments. It is true what they say, in those moments, we learn the most about ourselves. We grow infinitely in those moments. Do not succumb to the pressure that definitively awaits us. Embrace it. Sharpen your sword for the battle. In many ways, an element of your formal education is done here tonight. But every day you're blessed enough to walk the face of this planet, man, you'll be faced with challenges. You'll be faced with opportunities to grow. You'll be faced with continued education. Have a mind and heart that's open to that. Put yourself in the apply pressure line as opposed to the feeling of a pressure line. I'm humbled and honored to have had the opportunity to work for and alongside the great Ambassador Dan Rooney for 11 years. He was recognized just a few moments ago along with his lovely wife, Patricia. I've learned countless lessons from them over the years. This was probably the most difficult element of my address this evening, to put into words, to express what they've meant to me personally and maybe a lesson or two that I've learned from them. And I thought long and hard about how to capture it in a small number of words. And I settled on this. A lot can be written and said about Ambassador Dan Rooney, his greatness, all of which I'm sure is true. Excuse me. In the recent days, I think the memory that I reflect upon the most is just how thoughtful he was. I fight every day to emulate it. I challenge you to do the same. Very powerful and influential man, Dan Rooney. A lot on his plate. A lot of things that he wanted to do, not only for his company, but for his community, his city, his nation. In the midst of pursuit of all of those things, he was always shockingly thoughtful. I can't give you enough examples to display his level of thoughtfulness. A phone call, a stop by your office, a small conversation, a handwritten note in the mail when I just had lunch with him. How many of us in today's society take the time to express ourselves to those that we care about, those that we interact with, in the form of the written word, a note, a few lines of thoughtfulness, expression of appreciation for a job well done, or a few words of an encouragement? That was Ambassador Dan Rooney. That's what I think about when I think about how he impacted me personally and professionally. I challenge you, as we walk out of these doors this evening, you utilize the talents that you've been blessed with. You utilize the skills attained in the pursuit of your education, formally and informally. I'll ask you to do a lot of things. Keep a perspective on the emotions that you have. Trust your preparation. Chase your passion. Apply pressure. But I implore you, as you go live life, be thoughtful. Be thoughtful in what it is you do. Be thoughtful of those that you're around. Be thoughtful of the communities in which you live. Be thoughtful and considerate of the impact that you have. And let that be a conscious part of your daily decision making. It's been an honor to address this group this evening. I wish you nothing but the best. Thank you.